Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Season 2 of the Road 34 podcast. I'm your host, Jack, joined by my fellow co-host,
Dominic Castillo.
Alright, so how have you been, Dom?
I have been pretty good. Nothing much new has been going on. I have applied for a new job down at the crypto arena in downtown Los Angeles, and I think that's pretty cool. Aside from that, nothing much else has been going on. 4th of July is coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, no one cares about that because the 2-year anniversary of this podcast comes the day before it.
That is true.
That's the
we will
true
be definitely
celebration.
celebrating that day.
Which I think you and I will have to discuss our plans because it is on a Sunday. So we need to discuss our schedules to see, so that way we can see what time we record that day.
Ooh.
And
wait, what were we saying?
I was just going to say real quickly, and as per usual, as the people know, because the same from last year, the anniversary episode is always the final episode of the season. Because it means a year has passed, so it's a reset, and then we're on to Season 3, Dom.
Holy crap.
But what were you going to say?
No, I was going to mention that if we could try to do it during the evening, because I think Sunday I might be attending the very hit event, the Anime Expo of Los Angeles during the Sunday. Yeah. But
go into detail a bit on that.
It's a maybe.
We'll go into detail on that a bit.
Yes. I was planning this for a bit. It kind of came up last second thinking about it because, I should have thought about it and planned it way beforehand. But now I'm just thinking about it, considering the fact that the expo starts the 1st of July, which is on a Friday. Unfortunately, I cannot do that because I have to work. And Saturday tickets are sold out, I believe. So that only leaves me up with Sunday and Monday. However, for all the new participants of this expo, they have to be COVID verified, right? Mm-hmm. So they have to wait in a line just to get their COVID verification badges. So that means on top of having to wait the main line to enter the expo, they have to wait another line just to get their COVID verification badges. And so for Sunday, and I might just cancel at last minute if I just don't want to do it because I'm pretty sure the lines are going to take maybe 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 hours on their own. So if I don't go ahead with it, then we just continue on with the podcast as usual. If I do go along with it, we might have to wait till the evening so we could do the podcast.
All right.
Just to let you know. But it could make it for good content. If I do go, I can speak about all of the things that happened there.
Yeah, that can be a great first episode of the season. Real interesting, though. Any information in the sense of, how would you say this? What are the costs looking like to attend that event?
So, for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the prices were $80 each ticket for an adult. For Monday only, every ticket, including for adults, is $50. However, for Monday, it's the event that ends the earliest. It ends at 5 in the afternoon. Compared to the other 3 days, it ends at 11. Yeah. And considering lines are going to be long, I want to make sure I'm the most prepared in terms of having to wait those lines, so that I'm not just stuck with a couple of minutes left, just entering inside, knowing that it's gonna be probably already 5 in the afternoon, and then I'm gonna be leaving afterwards, which would suck. So that's the situation at the moment. It is pretty expensive, albeit But I mean, it is what it is. Jack, also question: would you be willing want to go? Just a question. Would you be willing to go for $80 on a Sunday?
I don't think I'd be able to, because Sundays are usually my busiest days.
Yeah, it do be like that. It is. I mean, it is pretty expensive as well. You know, another thing about it, I'm not sure if I should go because it is $80 for one day, mind you, for just one day. And like I think like a 4-day pass for like all 4 days, it's like $140, which is a pretty good bargain considering if you were to pay for one ticket, it's $80 for each day, and yeah. But anyways, we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe it won't be fun. Maybe it'll just be, you know, I might be one of those like cringe compilations just there in the background, or you know, who knows? Who knows? We'll see what happens. But
and another thing to consider too is it's $80 to get in, and then like I'm pretty sure there's gonna be vendors in there selling stuff, right? So it's like you also have to calculate all the spending you might do inside of it.
Just true. I don't think I'm going to be spending that much. I mean, okay, maybe I might spend a little bit, considering this is my first ever event. But who knows? I mean, I wouldn't think there's going to be that much to sell, like, aside from, like, merch from, like, specific vendors, like shirts, jackets, and other sorts of apparel. But I'm not sure what else would be sold there. Figures, maybe stickers, wallpapers, paintings. I don't know, but we'll see. I'll try to make a budget in the meantime if I do make this final decision to go. But we'll see.
Interesting.
Yes.
Any other news?
Nothing much else has been going on lately for me. Just chilling, waiting, doing nothing much. Today, as of this recording, as I mentioned before, I do have a second job plan, and the interview is today, like 2 to 3 hours from now, the time of recording. So that's going to be an experience. That's going to be pretty insane. But
well, the Rule 34 podcast, the Rule 34 podcast and its listeners give you all the good luck that you can have.
Thank you. But yeah, nothing much else for me has been going on. How about you, Jack? How have you been?
I've been doing pretty well. Just been chilling. Been doing research into things regarding my education. You know, of the such, you know. I want to do a little segue. It's going to kind of segue into our main topic, but so you're obviously talking about the Anime Expo, right? And, you know, the fact that, you know, it's something that requires budgeting, you know, having the money saved up for its use, you know, planning ahead about, like, what days you want to go and such, right?
Yeah.
So yesterday, and after watching this event, it's something I wish I could have been in person for. Right. Yesterday, one of the second biggest wrestling company in North America, AEW, held I guess you would call it a crossover event with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is the biggest wrestling company out in Japan. They held a collaboration event out in Chicago in the United Center, which holds about, I forget how many people it holds, but they had a crowd of 15,000 people.
Holy jeez.
And it was a monumentous event. It was like long too. It was like about 4 hours worth of wrestling, you know?
Right.
And so one of the things that came up in discussion was, you know, because of the fact that, you know, not like when it comes to wrestling, it's like for the most part, especially like the casual fans as people call them, you know, they don't really know about any wrestling outside of the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, oh, you know, people aren't gonna know who these New Japan wrestlers are, and oh, you're not giving us context as to who they are, and because of that, the people that show up to this event aren't gonna care.
Right.
For the entirety of that event, that crowd was on fire, cheering for every single person in that building.
I like that.
They loved every single bit of it. They were into every match. You want to know how into it they were? And obviously, the listener should know. I'm gonna ask him first to make sure he watched it, which I'm 99% sure he did, and we'll likely cover it either later today or tomorrow, depending on his schedule. But I'm gonna talk about it with Mr. Solis, obviously. But Dom, there was a match between 4 men, 2 from New Japan, 2 from AEW, in a fatal 4-way, which was, all 4 of them against each other.
Uh-huh.
The 4 men all stood in their corners, just stood there looking at each other, and the crowd gave them a standing ovation. They hadn't done anything. The bell barely rang, the match had barely started, and the crowd was giving them a standing ovation.
Interesting.
It's one of those. Well, I won't call it once in a. Well, I would call it once in a lifetime events because, though they have made it like clear that they want to make this like almost like a yearly or even like 2 time a year event, or more than likely yearly. Just once a year they do this type of event.
All right.
It's clear that yes, they can have a bunch of stuff, and yes, even like the events that follow can be better than the first, but there's nothing like that first experience,
Right.
Like this first show is always gonna have that aura to it, because of the fact that it was their first show, and it just had that sense of how would you say, like, I want to say in a sense urgency, that like it was like you had to be there to watch it, to see it, and stuff. So like that's what I'm kind of relating to with like how you're talking about the Anime Expo. It's like I wish I could have more thoroughly planned out a way to like go to that event, whereas both buying my ticket and then having to fly out to Chicago and all that.
Yeah.
But so I also bring it up to tie into our main topic today, where let's say for you, obviously the non-wrestling fan, as you can see where we're going back to the series of me showing Dom, the non-wrestling fan, wrestling stuff. As an outsider, if you had heard about a collaboration between 2 big wrestling companies, first off, would that be enough to entice you to want to watch, even if it's just, going over to, let's say, like a friend's house, like, because you don't know much about wrestling, I know it wouldn't entice you to buy it yourself and watch it yourself, but let's say you heard about it, a friend like me told you about it, and like kind of explain to you how I did right now about how like it's the 2 biggest 2 big companies coming together for one big collaboration show. First off, would that be enough to entice you to watch, or at least make you curious about what would go down?
Oh yeah, it'll definitely make me curious. I mean, just standing and then the crowd giving him the standing innovation. I think that does bring in the curious hype, to attract me in. I feel like I would maybe watch it on my own. I would definitely watch it with like a buddy, with you especially, Jackie. But how would you say it? I think collaborations are the best part, where everyone like it's like where worlds collide, interests collide, where everybody knows something intense is about to happen because they know that their fighters are the best of the best, and they know that things are going to happen. Insane things are going to happen. And for personally, yes, this does definitely pique my curiosity a bit.
So let me ask you this now, Dom. Because you brought up something interesting. You talked about the best of the best, coming together. So like I mentioned, a lot of people kind of had issue with the fact that they weren't giving much context to a lot of these guys. So let me ask you this. Would you follow a similar suit of thought where you would be like, okay, I'm kind of excited for this event, but I need explanation as to who some of these guys are so that I can understand why everyone else is so excited to see a bunch of these guys coming over and, facing off against other ones? Or would you follow more suit with the crowd that has that knowledge, and just, even though you don't have the knowledge of who these people are, you would still, in a sense, be excited because you just know you're gonna see some good wrestling from it, no matter what, even if you don't know who they are? Or would you want a middle ground where it's like you're excited for it, but you still want the knowledge ahead of time?
I would definitely like to have a little bit of context. I mean, I wouldn't want the whole story, but at least a little bit of context of who is who, and why are they in the ring, why are they fighting, or there might be some storyline of why they're fighting. Maybe it's for revenge or for their own pleasure.
They've encountered each other in the past, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the middle ground that I was discussing, because like if you were to get interested, you'd see like there's a side, like they're like the cringe side, if you want to call them, where like they want people to know every intricate detail, and it's just like, no, if I want to get someone into it, I wouldn't tell them like all the intricate details. I'd give them like the basis of it all.
Yeah.
But so I bring this all up today as we get into our main topic. I think it should be enough because I only have 10 things here. It's going to be a tier list. I'm going to be showing Dom various wrestlers' attires, that they come out with in their entrance, and they sometimes they have a bunch of stuff for their entrance, but their gear is kind of different, if you want to say, when they're wrestling. Like, if they come off a jacket, they're not going to wear the jacket wrestling.
Right.
But so I'm going to show Dom various one, and much like I've been talking about, it's a variety. It's not just from WWE, AEW, New Japan, stuff like that. It's a variety pulled from all those different places. And I'm going to have him rank them. And the basis for this all is, obviously, does he like it? Does he like it visually? But the kind of second criteria that I gave to him, that I want him to like have in the back of his mind, is similar to how I asked him about would like hearing about that crossover event entice him. Would, like, if he were to walk by, like, let's say Dom and I are roommates, and he sees me watching on TV, and he walks by as this person's making their entrance, would their attire, the way they're presented, be enough to make him want to watch a match of this wrestler? But so with that being said, we'll get right into it. Just to make sure, Dom, you can see what's on my screen.
I can see it, yes.
All right, so the first person... Oh, wait, do you have the tier list up?
I do have the tier list, yes.
All right, and it's in the order I gave you?
100%.
All right. So, starting off, the man of the show yesterday, or one of the men of the show, Okada. This guy's from New Japan. He was one of the 4 men involved in the match that got a standing ovation before it even started. You can see here, very intricate and colorful jackets that he wears. He's known as the Rainmaker, which is why, if you see in the first picture I'm showing you, Dom, there's money raining from the sky.
I see it, yes.
He is one of the top guys of New Japan, and you can definitely tell by his presentation. Give us your thoughts on this, Dom, and your ranking.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm looking here, right? I'm looking. Hold on, one second. Wait, let me see. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a man with the attire seems, how would you say it? It's very flashy. I could see that he has the I'm not sure what they're called, but I know that on scooters, on the handlebars, they used to be like little like pieces of like waving paper. And this is kind of what he has on the bottom, I guess, stitches of his arm sleeves. And that looks pretty nice. I like it. The rest of the attire, the shorts looks nice from what I've seen. I kind of like how there's a really huge collar, like right on his neck. Mm-hmm. That looks very interesting. But that makes him look menacing. Like the huge collar, the slightly oversized sleeves. That looks pretty nice. I'm not even sure if this whole jacket can even be like buttoned up or zipped up. It looks like it's like constantly going to be open the whole time. The gold-ish checkered on the left side, I see that. The goldish checkered like tile like pattern along with like the red bits all around. It looks very intriguing, I'd say.
So what would your rating be?
I would give it like out of 10.
Like the tier list.
Well, let's do this. I would give it, if I were to be fighting this guy, considering he has those like flaky bits on his arms. I would give this like an A. I like it. The goldish, the reddish, the purplish. I like it.
All right. Next, Bianca Belaire from WWE. Now, the cool thing about her, Dom, you see all these different entrance gears, right?
Yeah.
She custom makes all of these on her own.
Oh, interesting.
She makes every single one of her gears on her own. Doesn't go to anyone else. So, some thoughts and also your ranking for it.
Okay, so they are pretty flashy. I like the one seen on the left where there's a gold flaked jacket with the WWE logos. I'm assuming it's just on there. Mm-hmm. White pants as well. With I see some gold, some gold words on there. It looks nice. I like it. There's the blue outfit, which is just blue pants,
very
a blue a top, sleeveless top, and I see like boom, pow, slap. I forgot the name for it. What was it? Jack, do you remember what's the name? Onomatopoeia?
Yes.
Or am I? Yes. I like that. It looks flashy. It looks nice though. It looks a little menacing considering that it's probably when it's going to happen to you. The bottom right I see is like a huge black what was it? A huge black coat, a cape, along with connected to the top. A bit of a gold like lining around her neck as well. That's a little interesting. Then there's the purple pants with the words. I think this is. Am I wrong? That's a Black History Month.
Yeah.
I like
that was
that.
the gear she wore for an event that happened during February. I think it was.
Ooh, this is nice.
What would your rating be for this dog?
I mean, considering she does make it all on her own, that's pretty good. I like that. I would probably give this what would I give this? I mean, they don't look too flashy, but they look nice. And considering she does make them on her own, I would give it an A. I like that. Being unique, not having to like turn to anyone, and instead making it on her own. I like that. That's unique.
Nice. All right, the next one from AEW, Kenny Omega. So to give context, the one on the left is he's a big gamer. So the one on the left is a reference to Destiny. One in the top right, reference to the Terminator. And then the bottom right one is just one of his special gears that he wore for one of their pay-per-view events in AEW.
Well, I like this. So I'm looking at Kenny over here. The Destiny reference one, that one looks pretty menacing. You can see it does expose him a bit, but the like Anubis type of headwear he has, that looks pretty menacing. I like the cape he has. The gun, I'm assuming that's just a regular like laser weapon. That looks pretty intimidating. The Terminator one, also intimidating as well. It's basic, but recognizable to every degree. The black jacket, the black pants, the mask. It looks intimidating. You know you're about to get beat down, especially when he has the lever shotgun right resting on his shoulder. And then we also the bottom right, I see the clear, like the clearish transparent cape he has, along with the black sleeveless jacket and the black pants, and then the wrists. Well, I'm seeing like wrist
guards, I guess you could call them.
Yeah. It looks good though. I like it.
Now, what would your rating be for Kenny?
For rating, it's interesting. I like the video game reference. I like the Terminator reference. The bottom right is a bit, but it's tough because I like the Terminator one, but at the same time, like everybody knows who the Terminator is, and it can be easily recreated with the black jacket, with the black pants, a good old mask, with the red eye. And then the Destiny one, I feel like not many people will understand it unless they actually play the game. So it's like if they don't understand, if the crowd doesn't understand it, they're practically like playing to an empty crowd because they won't. But I mean, aside from that, they will see like a really cool outfit regardless. The mask itself looks intimidating. I like it. I would give this. I want to give this an A, but I kind of want to give it a B. I'll give it a B, only because the bottom right kind of brings it down. What I'm seeing, it looks pretty. I hate to say it, but it looks pretty basic.
He's also in the past cosplayed as Akuma from Street Fighter, and for a Halloween episode, he came out as Sans.
No way.
And real quickly, we'll show it here on the podcast, even though I know we're on limited time. I totally forgot about this, so I'm going to show it to Dom. He came out as Sans for an episode one time. Just randomly. I don't even think it was a Halloween episode. He just randomly came out as Sans with the blue jacket, the mask for Sans. He's a big video game fan.
This might go up to S tier. This goes up to S tier now. It's S tier. My bad for giving him a B. My bad for giving him a B.
All right, so the next one, Dom. I'm going to give you this warning. I won't give you any context, but all I'm going to give you is a simple warning. Tread lightly with your response and ranking here. Not for what I will tell you, but I'll tell you afterwards. All right, just tread lightly. The next one is from WWE Asuka. As you can see, very colorful entrance. Big old colorful jackets, vibrant attire all across. What are your thoughts and ranking on her?
This was a little interesting. I see the top left. I think it's just a huge overcoat, like just a huge coat. I think I see like, what is that on her arms? Fur?
Yeah,
some sort of fur. I like that. That looks nice. The coat seems like it's a bunch of different like materials just patched together. Because I see on her coat, I see like a aluminum lining on the bottom left. I see like a flaky dark, like some like flaky material on the top left of that. I see like a indigo blue with like some sort of like red, some material on the bottom right. I see brownish. It looks nice. It's interesting. Her mask, the hair. I like the hair. It kind of like how would you say it? I guess make her pop out more. The top right. I'm sorry. Did she shave?
No. It's just her hair's pushed back.
Oh, push back. Oh, cool. The mask is interesting. I see the top left. I like it. The bottom. I think I know where the origin of that mask is. Where she has her mask pulled off. Mm-hmm. That one. If she were to put that mask on, I think that would be very scary. Because I think I know what that mask might be. The top right. I think that's just a badly drawn pentagram, or am I incorrect?
That might just be a bunch of random lines, honestly.
Okay. From my perspective, it looks like it's just a pentagram.
I can see it too.
Incorrectly drawn, but anyways, I like it. The bottom right one with the for some reason I don't know why what was it? The fur again, the thingy that's on her forearms. Mm-hmm. That looks really nice. I'm assuming that's just her coat, just slightly pulled down.
Yeah,
I like that. It looks nice. For the ranking, just because it's flashy, I will give it an A. Just because it's flashy. If it's flashy and like it looks like it's gonna be my peak interest, I like it.
All right, and what I'll tell you is, when it comes to Asuka, she's one of the great performers in the sense of the moment she walks out there, it is impossible to associate her with her real life persona. In the sense of, the moment she walks out there, she's Asuka, and you never see any glimpse of the person behind the character. A lot of wrestlers, you'll get flashes of them within their character. She is completely about the art of just transforming into that character and never letting anyone see, like, essentially behind the mask of that character.
Oh, I get it.
She's real good at the performing aspect of it all, in the sense of, like, you have a character and you commit to it, and you don't let people see behind it. Because she has a YouTube channel, and if you were to, like, see her videos, obviously, again, because she's playing up a character, but her on that YouTube channel and her just being, herself, you never see any glimpses of that when she's on TV playing the character of Asuka.
Right.
And so I told you to tread lightly for one reason and one reason only. This is my dad's favorite wrestler. Or current wrestler right now.
Right.
I know he would give it an S, but I think he'll be completely fine with you giving her an A. The next wrestler. Going back to Kenny Omega, they're a big video game fan. They're a big just fan of a bunch of stuff you'll see, and they do a ton of cosplays. Next is Johnny Gargano. So, image on the left, that is a gear paying homage to a former wrestler, Shawn Michaels. And as you can see on the right, there's all this gear that he has that references just other characters from comics and movies and stuff. Has the Star-Lord reference gear, reference to Thor from Ragnarok, Captain America, Spider-Man and Venom, Phoenix, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Punisher. What are your thoughts and rankings, though?
Interesting. I like it. How would you say it? I like the widespread of what he likes to wear. However, question: but does he have like one main uniform that like he stars in no matter what?
It's very similar to what you're seeing, but it's just always usually just like a different color base. Like, so I'll show you, because he actually isn't signed anywhere right now. He finished up his contract with WWE, and right now is still a free agent because he had a kid, so he's focusing on being a father.
Right.
This was his gear when he was last with the company. As you can see, it's kind of hard to find a basic gear, but it's usually something similar to this, where it's the same style trunks with some type of vest or I forget what style of shirt you would call this. Like a sleeveless, and it varies in color.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Okay, so I like this. I like that he has it's original to him. I like it. It's I guess it seems nice. I like that he varies with his cosplays. To the many different references. I'm assuming that will definitely attract a bunch of fans. To me, certainly, I like that. I like it. It looks nice. Definitely the Star-Lord one. It just looks nice. The Iron Man is definitely interesting. I'm seeing right here. The Iron Man is definitely interesting as well. But I like it. But it's like how would you say it? As if he's just. So some of these are cosplays, but some of them are just like the Spider-Man one. It's not like he's wearing a Spider-Man suit. It's kind of like he's just wearing a $20 T-shirt you buy it from Walmart. That's just a Spider-Man reference, and you like it just because it's a Spider-Man reference. But aside from that, I will give Johnny. I want to give him an A because I definitely like his variations for a cosplay, and the fact that he knows of so many references, and he definitely wants fans to like him because he does indeed know and understand what he's wearing. But I'm just gonna give him a B because how would you say it? He's just wearing the sleeveless shirt at the end of the day, or sleeveless jacket per se.
All right. So before we move on, so as you saw, that's 5 wrestlers ranked. We still have 5 more because I didn't want to give Dom too many on the first attempt. And obviously when it comes to tier ranking, it usually takes a bit of time because we like to elaborate. But so we still have 5 more. So we're going to close off here and go into a second part episode today. Thankfully, Dom has the time, of course, to do it. So we'll close out here for this episode. Thank you for joining for this episode of Season 2 of the Rule 34 podcast. We'll see you in part 2 right now, right after, where Dom ranks the next 5 wrestlers that I have. See you in the next episode.